Okay, so I abandoned my food forest for like 10 months. I went to Asia and I got a roommate, but he's not into gardening, so I kind of just let it go. Let me show you the result. Although I had my landscaper out here a couple times since, but I really just started cleaning up like my island section. So let me go ahead and show you what's going on and the results. All right, so here's one of like the biggest island sections I had. Cause I got a bunch of fruit trees like standing alone. And then I have these big islands with like Mexican sunflower. That's what these big plants are. But I planted a lot of this stuff for chop and drop, and then also to protect some of my cold sensitive trees like my mangoes. Although I have other mangoes like this standing alone. Although when I left, I put like buckets of water, like which I have over here right now, like around these to try to keep them warm. But anyway, so here's the Mexican sunflower. That's gotta be 25 feet tall. Massive. And I had two plants. I had this plant and one over here. And anyway, I just started cutting it. This is probably a third of what I've cut. I mean, it came way out to here. But anyway, been cutting this with a machete. It cuts pretty easily, luckily, but I got a long way to go. And you'll see this papaya was shaded out, so it started to turn. But I'll show you some of the other trees that were in there. Here's another papaya that looks like a stick because it was covered in shade. Here's a mango that was on the edge, and you can see it's starting to reach for sunlight. But I'm gonna trim this up a bit, give it more shape. And then here's I got this from Adam Saffron from Flying Fox Fruits. I forget what it's called. If anyone knows, let me know. But anyway, yeah, he's like 45 minutes from me. So here's some katuk I have buried back here. And I'm gonna start trimming more today. And then here's a mango seedling. You'll see it's just like covered. I mean, it's been completely shaded for 10 months. Growing out all over the place, but it actually looks completely fine. Once I trim this back, like that thing will be fine. And I think that's a lemon zest seedling. So we'll see how that turns out. Got some turmeric back here, a moringa in the shade, bending way back there. And then that's some kind of, I think, spiraling ginger, maybe. But, so I'll show you a couple other trees. This one, patomba. That's a patomba. Another mango. I got all different varieties. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a namdak mai. This is a cherry tree. I forget what type. I kind of forget some of these. I've been gone for so long. I know what they are, but I forget the names. If anyone knows this one, it makes it cherry. And then guava, bananas. I don't know, I think the soil sucks here, but these bananas haven't done anything. And I always put a bunch of stuff around them, but weeds just grow up through it, and the bananas, actually I think this one's about to produce, but it's, what is it, October now in Orlando, so it's not gonna do anything. So I got this guy, loquat. I don't know what variety. This is one of an early tree I got, and I actually moved it to my new house. And then here's a star fruit I have, which this thing doesn't do well. I think, again, so there's like a runoff down here into a lake, and it comes from up there. So I think this is all like fill dirt. So it's probably like really shitty soil, which I didn't know when I put this tree here, but it flowers a ton, fruits a little bit, but should be doing a lot better. All right, let's get back to this giant. So this is a big rain tree I cut down. I'll probably use this top to mulch something with, but here's a, forgetting all these names. This one's really good. It tastes a little bit like, it looks like a star fruit, and then tastes a little bit like pineapple-y, sour passion fruit. It's a star cherry, Patunga tuba. And then, so here's the other Mexican sunflower I planted. And I put this, oh crap. I just saw this. I got a little mango tree down here, which is this is ice cream mango, I believe. It actually, I kind of like the structure of it. It always has a bunch of these shoots, which some of them I have to prune more to do this, but oh man, this guy needs help. So let me get back here. Oh crap. Yeah, all right, this is some kind of edible plant. I always put this in my smoothies. Got thorns on it. Don't know the name off the top of my head. Super healthy. Turmeric. But look at this mango smash down here. This is a pickering too. It actually gave me one fruit last year. I went ahead and let it fruit just because I have so many trees. I just wanted some fruit to try. Yeah, so you got this papaya that's smashing down the mango. All this mulch on it. Oh, these thorns. Okay, well, this is a project for today. Free the mango. Free the pickering. If he's still alive, let's... Oh no, here's his trunk. Here's his trunk. And yeah, he's like bent over, backwards. Yeah, I gotta free this guy up later. Oh. Yeah, he's got... All right, here he is. Sorry. I just accidentally cut the video a little bit. Here's the pickering. All right, yeah, he needs to be rescued. I just stepped on a pineapple. Yeah, there's a pineapple there. Not worried about it. But yeah, there's the pickering. I should be able to revive him. All right, let me show you a little bit more. So this is like one of the main island sections that I just started to clean up. All right, another mango, sweet tart, lemon tree, never done anything for me. Got the citrus greening, I'm sure. I don't really mess with it. I don't know how to make it produce. This is one of those Jamaican cherry trees, which this thing grew so quickly. I just put it in the middle of this other group. This thing grew so quickly. Anyway, here's a sapodilla, which I'm excited about. Hopefully I can keep it alive. Alano. I've had one before, it died in winter because it gets right on the edge. We get freezing temperatures like a few days a year, some years. This is actually a seedling tree, or it may have been a grafted tree originally, but it died down to the ground. And then since it's been coming back in all these all these different stalks, I started to graft onto them. And this is kind of some of the first grafting I've done, but you can see that V, which that one took very well. Here's another one. You can kind of see the V here. So, and then this one, it's kind of growing out to the side, but it's a little, these are both grafts I put onto this. So that stump, these are 2 grafts. This one I attempted, you'll see here, I attempted the graft and it died. I cover it with a little leaf like that. Plus it has a bunch of shade already around it. But yeah, this one's grafted, even this little guy here. I put 2 on here, but this one's not really doing much. But it did take. And then these 2, I need to cut this. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Avocado. Forget the variety. Might be a Brogdon. Sugar apple. This guy just fell off when the lawn guy was cutting yesterday. This one's about ready. Kind of small. I had bigger ones on there. This guy fell off. This one's about ready. These last 2 remaining ones don't look that great, but this was a avocado. It didn't make it, as you can see. Not everything survives. This is a persimmon. Fuyu persimmon. It's okay. I actually saved this one. The lawn guy ran it over and broke it in half, and I repaired it. I think it's healing, hopefully. Another avocado. I put some of that Mexican sunflower mulch around it. I don't know the variety, but I have it somewhere listed. This thing's got grass all up in it from the lawn guy. Another mango. Some sort of name variety. M4 maybe. Yeah, let's see. Just so we have it. Oh, nice. Oh, actually it is on there. Yeah, M4. All right. I should move that. M4. This one's orange sherbet. I trimmed a bunch of these tips just to make them. This guy probably, I need to trim back this whole branch more. But whatever, we'll see how it goes. Most of these I trim back the tips. Hopefully they'll, this guy's a little long, but yeah, I mean, things were a bit overgrown. I got back about a month ago and did like 2 days of yard work maybe. And then, yeah, the lawn guy knocked some of these off. That's a sugar apple on the ground, but I'm not worried about it. It just came from Asia. Sugar apples were much bigger and actually better. I feel like they had less seeds. But here's a Longan, Kohala Longan, which I think these are air layered. They grow really slowly. And then here's another persimmon. This is the astringent variety, which it had some fruit on it, but something stole it. My buddy said it had fruit on it like a couple days before I got home. And then we found a branch on the ground. It looked like a raccoon. Yeah, this branch got torn off by probably a raccoon. All right, I need to put this back. Here, put it here. Yep, whatever. I'll get it later. All right, this is another type of cherry of the Rio Grande. Never fruited for me, but I've had that thing for like 5 years. White sapote. Let's see. Yeah, just white sapote. This thing grows quickly, but it gets very lanky, and I have to always trim it. So I have to cut it way back because it just grows and then bends over. And then this is a tamarind. This one here, tamarind tree. It's doing pretty well. And this is a Barbados cherry that doesn't do anything. Again, I don't know if the soil sucks or what. So here's my neighbor's yard. It's like really sandy. So tamarind's doing good. The Barbados cherry, not so much. And then this is a, anyone know? The thorns, little leaves. I like this tree. It's a jujube. Jujube. Okay, let me take you out back. Here's an old well I had removed and kept it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Any suggestions, I'm open to it. So here's a longan tree. I live on a lake too. You see the lake back here. But you got cattails all along the edge, so I need someone to clear that and put a dock in maybe. If I can. So here's a longan seedling. Obviously the lawn guy came. He did not weed whack around this tree. I gotta clean that up. That one's kind of been struggling for a while. Here's another longan seedling. This one does a lot better. So here's the second island that I had planted. And this one, when I first got back about a month ago, I cleaned this one up because it was much smaller. And I only had one section of these Mexican sunflowers, but you'll see them coming back right now. But anyway, here's the longan. This thing's probably 5 years old from seed. So maybe next year, if I'm lucky, I'll get some longans. Again, this is some kind of ginger or turmeric, but I don't think it's a normal turmeric. I think it was like finger ginger, Chinese finger ginger. Here's a aloe, kind of got smashed. I think I stepped on it, or the lawn guy. Here's that, I think spiraling ginger. I don't even know what this is used for. I don't know if you eat the flowers or if you can eat the root. If you know, let me know. And then I planted this guy. I thought it was a jaboticaba, but it might just be a one of those cherries. I forget the Suriname. And then here's that plant I showed you up front. Same leaves. I think I got this one from Adam Saffron too, from Flying Fox Fruits. I forget the name though. Chama, maybe? And here's that Mexican sunflower. I'm gonna cut this down again, and this time I'm doing away with it. Like I cut it, it was again 25 feet tall. Cut it down, it's coming back. I'm gonna cut it again and try to remove it for good. This is like some kind of hibiscus. It's kind of growing outwards because it was getting shaded out. Here's another plant. I may have grown this from seedling, which I think I did. I don't remember which one it is though. Is it Patomba? It doesn't really look, no, it doesn't look like Patomba. I don't know. All right, here's my Glen mango, which you can see this whole side is like, the whole left side is not developed because all these plants were way overgrown and it was just barely peeking out over here. But it should be all right. And plus, that way is south. So sun just comes up this way, goes this way. And this is Suriname cherry I grew from seedling. Just kind of space holder, maybe get something. Again, Katuk, Mexican sunflower. And again, I thought this was a jaboticaba. The lawn guy ran over this before. But it's coming back. And this is some sort of spinach. I don't really use this one much. Just because it's always got tiny leaves and I don't know. Oh, you got something else here. This one's Patomba from seedling. I think those leaves are Patomba. I don't know, let me know. Here's a avocado I grew from Seedling, which has always struggled, except look what I did. You notice this piece looks different. The rest looks kind of crappy. This piece looks pretty healthy. I actually did a veneer graft. That was my first time veneer grafting. It worked out. So I'm gonna take those other avocado trees up front, which I maybe have a Ora Negro and something else, and graft them on there. So here's that's some of the wood that I just threw in there. Here's some potted plants I have. That guy, I gotta put him somewhere. That's a lemon meringue mango. So turmeric, some other stuff, some thyme, some jackfruit seedlings, which I'll show you. My lawn guy ran over my jackfruit tree, so I'm gonna plant these. This one, I think last time I was gone, this guy pretty much died because he didn't get watered, and then he came back. I think that's a pickering. Let me see. Yeah, pickering. All right, these are seedlings. Oh no, this was a P22. Again, last time I left, not this time, but a lot of these, the roommate I had stopped watering my plants. She got upset and stopped watering, or she just stopped watering my plants, but she was also upset. But so I'm gonna graft onto this because I think it died down to the rootstock. This is a seedling, gonna graft onto. Sugar apple, some kind of mango. This is, I got this from Adam Saffron at Flying Fox Fruits. It's I forget, got a little orange fruit you crack open and kind of sour inside. But I have a sprinkler right here in case, and I have freeze protection. So when it gets below 34 degrees, the sprinklers come on. Me and my buddy, who's my roommate now, set that up. Mostly him, but he did all the computer science aspect of it. I actually put in the sprinklers and told him what I wanted. This guy's grafted. Orange sherbet. So yeah, I just started grafting like a year ago and gotten decent at it. Probably like 50% success, which I'm happy with for now. So here's I'll show you this. So here's the drain fields right here. Another Mexican sunflower. This was the first avocado I planted, one of the first trees I planted, I think maybe 4 years ago. So this is a day avocado. Last year, it gave me a ton of avocado, and it was like half this size. This year, it just grew, no avocados, but next year I should have a bunch. Here's some potted plants, starfruit. Patanga tuba, seedlings, some ginger. This I think is sugar loaf. Yeah, sugar loaf. He's doing all right. June plum, which I take these leaves, put them in smoothies. Yeah, so here's one fruit left, but there's more coming. And then of course moringa. I eat this like every day in my smoothies. Take these leaves, some other leaves. So here's a section where I grow stuff. This is all overgrown. I've been clearing this yesterday. So actually that is my worm farm, and this is kind of my nursery. I've been moving stuff, like a lot of those plants I already moved out, but this was all overgrown. You couldn't see anything, couldn't even see the bathtub. So yesterday or the day before, I was clearing all this out, but I still have a long way to go back here and up on this section, which weeds here in Florida are insane. So my lawn guy, who I like, he's a cool dude. He's out here mowing. I was right out here with him, moving some things. and he cut my freaking jackfruit tree right down to the nub. I was like, Jim, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I got too close. I'm like, you think? You think? I don't know, what would you guys think about that? I just said, all right. I said, don't worry about it, shit happens. I was like, it'll be okay. So, I got some seedlings. I'm gonna see, hopefully, this thing sprouts back from the stump. I don't know, what are the odds? This was cut yesterday. You think it'll grow back? I don't know, I hope so. Fingers crossed. So here's some potted plants. Star fruit, loquat. I'll probably put this loquat in the ground. I got a couple seedlings here. I don't know. I want a, maybe I'll graft onto these. I want a name variety, so I have a good one. Longan seedling, longan seed. I got a ton of these longan seedlings if anyone wants one. This might be a kumquat seed that I planted. Tamarind. If anyone wants some plants, hit me up. I'm in Orlando. Here's my worm farm. It used to be filled with the red worms. I just got a 50 count thing from like PetSmart, put them in here, put a bunch of leaves and some soil to start, but this is pretty good stuff at this point. But all the worms are gone. I haven't seen any, but I'm sure there's some and they'll come back. I'm gonna start putting more food in. I put some of the cuttings from the Mexican sunflower. Here's some turmeric. Got this big oak tree, which I don't know, this is some kind of weed, but I do have this yam that I learned about from David the Good. But I don't know, I gotta clear out all this stuff. All these weeds, I'm right by this lake, it's terrible. These things are like the bane of my existence. These just grow everywhere. I had like pineapples around here, still might, but man, these weeds, look at that. I got some bananas back here that never do anything. It's almost like it's too wet. And I've fed them a lot. I mean, I used to have chickens, so I was always feeding them like chicken scraps. I don't know, I don't see any flowers at the moment. These things probably, I don't know. Maybe I need a new spot for them. I gave one to my buddy and he had a huge rack of bananas the first year. So I don't know what the deal is. If you know anything about it, let me know. So here's like a little seedling pot I have that's overgrown with weeds. But we got a couple things, mango, avocados. All those avocados I had planted the seeds. Some of them grew. Probably got a handful of seedlings. This is definitely a jaboticaba. So I'm putting him in a pot, letting him, and that's from Seedling. I have a couple. But I'm gonna let him grow up a little bit before I plant them. I thought this was a jaboticaba, but I think it's just a Suriname cherry. I don't know. Do you know? So let me know. And here's a Patomba seedling, little Patomba seedling. Longan. Here's a bigger tamarind, if anyone wants that. This is, I think it's like sweet almond. It's not like an actual almond, but it makes like a nut that's kind of like an almond. It might have some other benefits, I'm not sure exactly. But so here's like the third island, which I have yet to clean up. But again, the lawn guy cut the corner too close, ran over this jack. All right, my alarm went off to start working, but yeah, so here again, here's the third island. And then here's that like canal area. We're kind of almost back around the side of the house. A while ago, I planted these jaboticaba trees back here. So I knew they like shade, but I had cleared it out to the water almost. But now these trees and weeds have just come back so quickly. This is definitely a bad spot to plant it. I don't think I can move it at this point. I just need to clear this area out more. But that's gonna be a never-ending battle with these, because I can't get into the water. And and here's another one. And I brought this from my old house. And heck, I think both of them have given me a couple fruit. So they're like fruiting age now. I think this is red jaboticaba. I think they both are. But I don't know. Can I move that? It's like what, 2.5, 3 feet tall? You think I can move that? And this one, they definitely need rescued. What's the chances of moving a jaboticaba that big? I don't know. So here's one of my sprinklers, which I probably put it too far down here because I got another sprinkler right by the moringa tree. And I want to keep these things watered and the mango freeze protected. But so here's like little aisles. So this is like jungle. This stuff's never getting fixed. And then here's like my island area. But katuk, some beans. I'll just eat these. Actually, like, I don't know, some kind of Florida bean. They're not bad. I have a fig back there, so I'm gonna clear this out soon. Within the next few days or week. So here's a ever-bearing mulberry being taken over by vines. Actually, these are those bean vines, which I kind of like, but I got to do something else with them. Again, the Mexican sunflower, that thing's getting removed now. I have this dragon fruit, which I don't know what to do with. Got to find somewhere to put it. But here's the fig, which one of my neighbors down the street has a fig, and it produces a ton of fig, but mine obviously needs cleared out. Lemongrass, which I make tea with sometimes. And then here's the avocado, and that's pretty much it. There's the original island, the big island that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Need to clear that out. Here's my exercise little playground, and that's it. Thank you, and I'll update you again when I finish. Bye-bye.